The Frozen North, Episode 34, our top 5 games in our backlog.
Hello and welcome to episode number 34 of the Frozen North. We're back. We got a new theme song, as you can hear. I think it's pretty fantastic. I'm here with my two buddies. Mark?
Howdy, y'all!
You almost didn't say it. I could tell that a lot in your face.
That's like tell.
You like tell? You couldn't tell that I was struggling through that.
You have
Even though I
pigeonholed.
was.
You tricked me because you didn't go, I'm here with my two good friends and co-hosts. Up to my left here is...
Mark, you
sound like
basically-
that.
Is that what I do?
You sound like that.
Up to my left here.
Mark's impressions are wonderful.
We're also here with our buddy Brian.
Hi, guys. It's Brian.
It certainly is.
Yeah, I'm just here. And I'm
Where?
just here.
What do you guys think of the new theme song? Pretty sweet?
I was dancing to it.
Were you?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
I did like a little ditty. That's what they call them,
Little
right?
ditty.
Is that what the
I
kids
didn't
call them?
see it.
I think a ditty is like singing. I don't think it's dancing.
I thought it was a ditty.
It's like a
little ditty.
little jig.
Oh,
A little jig.
yeah, correct.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I
Well,
did
let's
that.
hop right into the stuff.
Okay. What stuff?
What you guys been playing?
Mark?
Hold on. Banished.
Did you see that? He looked at his tablet like he had to write down what he's
yes.
been playing.
I didn't, though. You can tell.
Oh crap! I didn't write these notes down.
ad-lib.
I
didn't make a paragraph.
I've played Banished,
Okay.
which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's like a little. It's like a medieval city builder kind of game.
Yep.
And I also played a game called Risk of Rain, which is
I picked that up.
It's pretty interesting. It's a cool game. Very difficult.
Interesting. Steam purchases, I imagine, with the Steam sale going on.
Yeah, I've probably purchased about 20 games. So far.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't even see
Man.
20 games that I didn't have.
The first 2 days were a little rough, and then I started picking up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
All the stuff that I saw in there that I really wanted, they honestly, and this sounds ridiculous for a Steam sale, but they just didn't discount them enough.
I made the conscious decision. Okay, I bought Octodad, but that's because it's right up my alley for kind of game.
No, that sounds like a really story-rich game.
It
Octodad.
is actually. You play an octopus who is basically posing as a father to a human child and a human female, and your goal is to be as inconspicuous as possible. And it is
It does actually
hilarious.
sound like something you'd find in an anime.
Yeah,
honestly.
it is. It's
Yeah.
great.
So, yeah, I can't really argue
But
with that.
I've made the conscious decision, and this is apropos to our top 5 today. There's a website called How Long to Beat that I put all my games that I own on, and then you can categorize them as backlog or beaten or playing. My backlog is 119 games. I've beaten like 109, so I have like 200 and some games.
Does it tell you how many hours it'll take for you to
Yes.
beat
Yeah,
them?
it
Yep.
does.
It does.
How-
You never want to
long?
look at that, though.
Is it scary?
Yeah, and anyway, I made the conscious decision for this Steam summer sale and then the following winter sale, I will not be purchasing any games. I will be focusing on whittling that down to at least double digits.
We'll see.
I'm going to call Brian's bluff. I
I'm
bet
gonna try.
he buys
It's
at
like his
least
journey.
one game in the winter sale.
Yep.
I might do one if it's like
Oh.
really cheap. No,
So they changed the story. Yep.
I was that way when I saw Octodad. I was like, God, that's my kind of game. I got to get that. I just like to laugh.
And you didn't send me a message to pick
I'm
it up.
sorry, it was a
I'm little
flash sale.
upset.
I'm sorry.
Well, this is better than Stanley Parable.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Whoa,
is that all you've
whoa.
been playing? Is Octodad?
No, I last week I played and beat surprisingly the very story-rich Mortal Kombat fighting game. I'm not a big fighting game fan, but I had heard that the NetherRealm Studios did an excellent job with the story, and they absolutely did. Very cinematic, good story. Kind of takes you through the first 3 games. Kind of explains what's going on. So yeah, I enjoyed that. Also been putting some time into Final Fantasy VI. I didn't get as much time to play this week as I would have liked to, but I'm probably about halfway or a little further than that.
Excellent.
So
Glad to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think so far?
Loving it. A few gripes, but I don't think you guys will
Understandable.
share it just because playing an old
Because we
RPG
like better games than you.
No, it's just you guys have nostalgia factor going for you, and I see it through new eyes.
That makes sense.
So I mean, you'll probably disagree with me, but we'll talk about it when I beat it, which should be hopefully here in the next couple weeks.
And we'll tell you
Sounds
you're
good.
wrong.
That's fine, because you know what I'll do, Mark? Cry.
Acceptable.
Thanks.
All right. As far as me, I've been putting a little bit of time. I've been playing quite a bit of portable gaming, actually. I was over at, Brian, your place the other day, and you saw me playing Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans.
Which I actually purchased on Amazon recently.
Did you? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a fun little game. Like, anybody who's a Dragon Ball Z fan, if you ever wanted a Dragon Ball Z RPG, that's the one to get.
I'm a huge DBZ
You're not going to
fan.
find, like, any award-winning writing or, like, the greatest game ever, but as far as a Dragon Ball Z RPG, it's pretty solid.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it.
And honestly, if you're expecting award-winning writing from a Dragon Ball Z,
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Exactly.
It's more just for the fans, and kind of if you like RPGs and you like Dragon Ball Z, you're missing out if you don't pick it up. And it's what, $20?
Yeah, it was cheap.
So yeah, and it's for regular DS.
Yeah. Well, I have a 3DS, which plays both.
Correct.
Backwards compatibility.
And I also put a little more time into The World Ends With You. Kind of moving right along in that.
Nice.
Not a bad little game. And I also started playing Tales of Vesperia.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, nice.
And man, I love it.
It's already good?
Like, I'm only like 3 or 4 hours in, and I'm just having an absolute blast with it. I freaking Tales series is great.
Does it pick up
really
pretty
is.
quick?
Yes.
Does it break your heart to know that I've never once played a Tales game?
Not really, because
Okay.
a lot of people haven't.
Okay.
Like, if you were to say that about a Final Fantasy game, I'd be
Yeah.
like, well, how can you be a gamer and not have at least played one?
Right.
But the Tales series is it's becoming a little more well known now, but it's never really been huge.
Used to be obscure.
So yeah, get it and play it eventually.
I will.
All right, so we always invite everybody listening to send us your feedback. You can hit up our email at frozennorthpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our website at fngaming.net. We have a Facebook page at facebook.com/thefrozennorth. Our Twitter is at FNPodcast. And we also have a blog at frozennorthpodcast.blogspot.com. Subscribe to and rate us on iTunes.
What does subscribe mean?
You know what? Google it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've
just
heard of
figure it out.
subscribe.
I don't think you have. We would appreciate your feedback. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, why you... we're still waiting on Brian hate mail, as always.
Apparently,
what the heck?
Whoa, hold on. We're 34 episodes in. I would just like to point out that apparently the verdict is in. Everybody loves me.
Well, we haven't gotten any Brian love mail either.
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Everyone
Everybody
is
neutrals
indifferent.
me.
Everybody is indifferent.
Everybody
towards you.
indifference me.
Everybody tolerates you.
Everybody
I guess is the best way
tolerates
to
me.
say.
Everybody thinks I'm okay.
Oh man. All right. Well, with that, Brian, what do you got for news, man?
All right, for your news. Very slow news week, so we only got a few stories.
It's because we had E3.
Post E3s, just a bunch of like updates on E3 news stories. Boring. Some notable newsworthy notes though. Humble Store. Everybody knows the Humble
Yeah.
Bundle.
Oh, I know this one.
They actually crossed the 1 million raised for charity mark, and they've only been out since November.
November. That's right.
So that is an incredible feat. In November 2013, they started this website where they deeply discounted a bunch of games, a humble bundle, as you will. And the cool thing about that site is it's got a slider bar on it. If for those who aren't familiar, there's a slider bar where you can literally pay what you want. You get all these games. There are incentives to pay more for like some more exclusive things, but you say, I want to pay $5 for these 5 games, right? You can take $2, put that to charity, $1 to the developers, and then $1 to the other charity they have, or you can slide it all to charity. They don't care. They just want to that $5 to go somewhere. So it's a really cool system.
And you can choose to pay more.
You can choose to pay as much as you want. If you want to donate to charity and also get some cool games for it. I mean, I got to get that word out of my brain because that's not a real word. However, I have purchased a couple Humble Bundles, and they get some incredible, like when THQ was going out of business, they had that THQ one that was some AAA titles I bought them for like $5.
There's a minimum though, right? It's like the average.
You can pay what you want for like maybe 4 of the games, right? And then there's a minimum to get that 5th game that's usually like a more current release.
Right.
And
There's
then
no minimum. I thought you had to pay the average of what it was. So you can pay one.
No, the
penny
average.
for
The
everything?
the $1 for the 4 games, and then you had to pay the average to at least get that 5th more modern title. That's typically how it works. Really cool system. Anyway, they made $1 million now, so in way less than a year. So congratulations to that. Hope it keeps going. I know I check that website every week.
And it's important to note that that's $1 million raised just from the Humble store. The bundles that they've been doing for years have raised a ton more already.
That's just for the store they opened. Yeah, kind of like the Steam store. Next news is Sony's PlayStation Now beta is if you guys have seen the pricing or heard about the pricing, my brother's actually in the beta right now, and he experienced this too. Their pricing is ridiculous. Now, I theorize that they're just kind of testing the waters, but I think JJ, you witnessed it too. The ratios for pricing on those PlayStation Now rentals it's like
they're weird.
It's like
They're
4 days for $20 or 2 days for $10.
No, it was like $4 for like 3 hours of play.
For 3 hours,
but then
right.
you could rent for a month and pay $20.
Right.
It was
like what?
Insane. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that gets fixed pretty quick. It is. I will note that it is the beta. It's not final, so they're probably playing around with pricing. But in order for that thing to really, take off, that it needs to be dirt. It needs to be dirt cheap. I'm just saying right now, like. It needs to be like, pay 10 cents for, 10 hours of play.
Now, is that per title, or is it sort of like...
Per title.
It'd be nice if they did something like Spotify, where you're just paying for a subscription, like a Netflix.
And that's what I'm hoping they do in the future. But as for right now, it's per title.
Mm-hmm.
Bumping on over to the next story. As you guys well aware, we talked about at the beginning of the show that Steam Summer Sale has arrived and has hit everybody and their wallets like a truck.
Yep.
Of course, not mine. I am choosing Amnesty. Except for Octodad. Again, if you're not familiar with the Steam sale, basically Steam takes their catalog and deeply discounts pretty much every game on there.
Hey, I just looked it up. There's actually some pretty cool looking games on the Humble Bundle right now. But you'll get like for example, right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games.
Right.
You can pay whatever you want to get 2 of those.
2 of them.
If you want to unlock 4 additional ones, then you have to beat the average.
Gotcha.
And you just have to beat the average by like 1 cent. And then if you pay another specific amount on top of that, you get another game on top of that.
Awesome.
So there is that element of beating the average in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
For most of them. So, but check it out, humblebundle.com if you haven't been there before. Yeah, most people I think know about it that play PC.
Absolutely. Yes, if you guys are not familiar with the Steam sale, they basically discount almost every game. There's like fun little games. I think this year they're doing like a team red, green versus blue versus gold. And have you guys seen the prizes of that? I mean, they're raking in money, but if like let's say red team wins, if you get the red badge and you're on red team and you pay enough money to get enough points to pull ahead, at the end of the day, Steam's giving away to 30 people on that team for their wish list games.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's ridiculous. I have some really good games on my wish list that. Unfortunately, I don't have a badge, and I don't want to pay money for that. But Steam Summer Sale is really fun. They have flash sales every day. You get a community vote where this year they're actually doing it a way where they group games together in like genres, and then you click on which 4 you'd like to be discounted. It's quite an event every year. Every gamer gets up for the Steam Summer Sale.
It's great because you're all at work, and then all your non-gamer coworkers have to deal with you like looking at the clock for it to hit noon.
So you can immediately go and look.
Like, what's he up to today?
Yep, that's the most exciting part.
One of the coolest things, and I just kind of discovered, I don't know how long they've been doing this, but I just discovered this. You know how you can have Steam on your phone? You can log into it and everything?
Yeah.
You can go to the Steam store and buy, vote, all that stuff, do right from your phone. And if it's running on your computer at home, you can have it start downloading there at home. I did that the other day with a couple of games, and I came home. There they were.
Yeah, it's a really cool feature, remote download. That's Steam Summer Sale. Go check it out if you're a PC owner. And you don't know about Steam, then you are basically a farce.
Man.
You could tell he was making that sentence up as he was talking.
Yeah, it's on the fly. Most of my stuff's on the fly. You guys know that. Sony.
Why we love you.
Our next bit of news is Sony. If you are a Vita owner, they are going to be dwindling down first-party support, as they should. It's just not been doing well. I have a Vita, and I usually mainly play it for console games, virtual console games. I love my Vita, but it's just not the best. 3DS is killing them, and they're going to go ahead and start pulling out of their first. They're going to focus on their PS4 and.
Now, to clarify, though, that doesn't mean PS Vita games are going away and they're going to stop supporting the system. That just means they themselves are going to stop, supporting the stuff.
They're taking their studios, their first-party studios, and they're going to focus them more on the PS4, while other studios are still more than freely going to be coming out with Vita games.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's that. And then our last bit of news is another little teaser from Nintendo. They want to talk about Metroid in the near future. Now, this particular article talks about both a 2D and 3D Metroid game. So they're going to come out with two of them. One like the old variety, and probably
Classic.
one correct, and one probably like the newer first person.
Sort of like the Primes.
Correct. So that's exciting. Coming in the wake of all their news at E3, talking about Metroid, I feel like they got left out in the
Definitely.
E3 conference is a good deal, and I'm excited because it's one of my favorite series on Nintendo.
I'm sure Metroid fans feel that way every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But anyway, guys, that's your news. Slow news week should pick up here in the next month or two.
Hey, still some good stuff.
Yep, absolutely. So, alrighty,
Cool.
moving on
Moving on.
up to the east side.
All
To
right.
the
Hey, guys.
apartment in the sky.
How about we do a top 5?
Oh, what?
I don't know.
How's
I
that
didn't
sound?
prepare for this.
You did, that wouldn't surprise me.
I,
One of these days, we should take
Yeah.
away his tablet and make him do the whole thing blind.
that would be awful.
I just want to point out that
My number 5
what's your number
is
5?
I just want to, before we start this, I want to point out that JJ, I have not played or beaten a single game on your top 5. Mark, I have played and beaten every single game on your top 5.
Really?
Every
Wow.
single one.
Even my number 5?
Absolutely.
You've beaten that one?
Yeah,
How is
absolutely. It's really good. It's I wouldn't say it's a poor man's GTA, but it's more like an Asian man's GTA.
There you have it.
Correct.
I think you know what he's talking about now.
You'll get it when you play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, who wants to start us off today?
Mark.
Ah, yeah.
All right, we're doing our top 5 games in our backlog. Mark, what's your number 5, man?
All right. My number 5, top 5
There
game
goes again.
in my backlog is Sleeping Dogs by Ubisoft.
Nice.
And this is, as Brian described it, the Asian man's GTA.
Correct.
This was this part of the True Crime series?
Yes, it is actually. I don't know if it's a direct sequel.
Or it was one that the studio was working on it, and then
There's True Crime LA, and this is supposed to take place after that.
right, and then the studio got into trouble, and Ubisoft kind of
Correct.
came in and bailed them out. I've heard from a lot of people this is an excellent game. Even people who don't like the GTA series, they think it's kind of shallow. They've suggested this game has more depth to it, so
It does.
definitely interested in installing that and playing it sometime.
It's quite good. It's a solid number 5, Mark.
Sleeping Dogs.
Very nice. I'll go next.
Yeah, I want to go last.
My number 5 game in my backlog is The Walking Dead Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to purchase that at the Steam sale.
See, that's the thing. I think I'm going to wait because all the episodes aren't out yet.
Exactly.
Which is why I haven't played it yet. I figure maybe wintertime. I don't know if it'll be completely out yet, but
I think it will.
you think so?
It's already
If
on.
it is, great.
The 4th one's coming out soon, so
But because I know that I won't want to play it until I can play them all, successively.
yeah.
And I'm super excited because I love the first one, and there's been so many times where, I mean, like Brian just said, I've been looking at Steam and I've had my mouse cursor
You're like,
over the buy button, and I'm like, I want to, but I won't play it yet, and I know I won't. So.
I've done that so many times this sale.
And chances are it'll probably be cheaper in the winter anyway.
And that's where my logic's at too.
So it's a couple of reasons why I haven't gotten it yet, but I am so excited to play it.
Absolutely.
I really, really want to. Walking Dead Season 2 in my backlog.
Very good.
Ryan.
My number 5 is a little Xbox classic called Lost Odyssey.
Nice.
Picked that up along with Infinite Undiscovery at Vintage Stock the other day, and I read about it. My brothers told me about it. You guys have both told me about it, and it looks like a fun adventure. It really does. I'm one of those guys who probably kind of shied away from RPGs in my youth, so I'm trying to play catch up now, and I'm really seeing some really good games and
Can't go wrong with Sakaguchi, man.
Yeah, Sakaguchi.
Unless you're playing Blue Dragon.
Oh,
Or one of his new mobile games.
yeah. I'm really excited to dive into that one.
It's a fantastic game.
Yeah, I've
It
heard
really
nothing
is.
but good things about it.
Yep, it's great. One of the few games on the Xbox 360 that I highly recommend.
Very good.
Mark, what's your number 4?
Ah, yeah. Number 4, Max Payne 3.
Have you beaten the first two?
I've beaten the first one,
Okay.
and I've played some of the second one.
Okay.
Was there any reason for that hesitation?
Yeah, so just let people wonder which
Build
one
up.
I was going to say.
Did it?
Max Payne 3 is
I bet
really...
the people at home are on
There's
the
so many
edge
people
of their
like
seats.
screaming at their radios right now, going like, "Which one? Which Max Payne does he mean?"
No! No!
So the first two were made by a lot of the people behind the Alan Wake series.
Yep.
And did the studio go out of business and they made a new studio?
I honestly don't know.
Either way, so this third one, Rockstar kind of bought the property from them and made it with their own style and flavor. I'm a little bit nervous that it's going to lose the insanely over-the-top noir feeling of the first two,
It does.
but it still looks really cool. And I've seen videos of like the... Go ahead.
It's not the noir, but it's still just as good, if not better, than the other two.
Is it so steeped in its own style that it's almost ridiculous?
Not really.
Oh,
It feels more like a Rockstar game. It does,
Yeah.
but they keep it to the best of their ability, Max Payne-ish.
That's good.
Yeah.
And I mean the combat looked awesome.
Oh man,
Taking the bullet
Max
time
Payne-ish.
thing to
it's brutal. It's brutal.
That's right.
I've never played a Max Payne game. I've watched several people play them, but never have myself.
Yeah, they're good.
I don't know if they hold up today, but
Right, you also
when
think
they came out,
Octodad is good.
I haven't even played
I bet it's good.
Octodad.
I bet it's good.
I haven't even played. I'll
bet
tell
it's
you,
good.
but the premise of
all I can
Octodad,
say.
the premise of Octodad is brilliant. I've seen videos of it and I've laughed so hard.
That's
You
right.
have to take your family to an aquarium, and you knock everything. You're a ding octopus, and you're like trying to walk around.
And that's why I want to play Max Payne 3.
Anyway, I digress.
Oh boy. All right, moving right along. My number 4 game in my backlog. And keep in mind these are games that we haven't beaten. Have you guys played any of the ones on your on your list
Nope,
here?
I haven't even touched them.
Because I've played a couple of them, like just very bare bones, just to kind of, especially my number 1 I've been playing lately. But this one I played for about 15, 20 minutes. And just from the reviews and everything that I can tell so far, it's so like just focused on the characters and the story. The gameplay is secondary to that, which is something that I love in any game. And I've heard just nothing but great things about it. And from what I understand, it's pretty tough to find on the original PlayStation. I have it on PSP. But Valkyrie Profile. I am super excited to play it just because the way that the game presents itself and the way that the story presents itself just is very intriguing to me. And I've always been big on Norse mythology and that kind of stuff, and it's always been interesting. And
That's one of the reasons why I want to play it too. I'm big into mythology. Studied it in school.
Oh.
So
I've never met someone who's played this game that didn't like it. So
yeah,
I've heard nothing but
same
good
thing.
things either. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
so
might have
it's-
made my list if it was on my backlog, but I don't own it. So
Did it ever become a PS1 classic? I don't think so.
I don't
I don't think it was popular enough, unfortunately. Either way, I have it on my PSP, and I'm really excited to play it. So, Valkyrie Profile,
nice,
my number 4.
good.
Brian,
My number 4 is the Xenosaga Trilogy, also known as the Trilogy.
solid pick, bro.
Yeah,
I've played all 5 of your games, actually.
really? Have you really?
I have beaten 2 of them.
Nice.
This is one.
Yeah, I have all 3. They're sitting there and they look really pretty on my collection. My collection rack that I have. Just can't wait to dive into it. Like I said,
There's a joke in there about you having a nice rack. But
I
I'm
do
gonna
have
step
a
away
nice
from it.
backlog rack of all my console games. It's another one. Like I said, my list is primarily made up of RPGs. I'm just trying to play catch up. I just never was into them back in the day, and now I'm really into them. So that's one of them. That's
I was gonna say I noticed that, and I thought that was just funny that you're 1, 2, 3, 4 of your top 5 are
Correct.
JRPGs.
right. It's because, like I said, Mark's list, I've beaten every single one of them. I've always been more into the modern Western games.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to, really get into the Japanese side of the RPG realm, and I like them. They just are. They're what's the word?
They're exhausting.
They're exhausting. Yeah. So you have to really have like some time in the thing. Another thing, and I wrote a thing on the forums about it. The modern games, they have those quick save features, which is somebody
Yes.
who's busy. in my life, just pop in, pop out. I think I beat Max Payne 3 in this span of a week, just playing a couple hours here and there, and so
Definitely.
yeah. But Xenosaga Trilogy, definitely gonna play. I will say this: I have played probably half of the first one back when it first came out, so I do know that it's very interesting. I do like Cosmos, and
It's a very tough trilogy as a whole to get through because there's so much. I mean, there's so many cutscenes, there's so much text, and so much information that you have to take in. I mean, just like Xenogears was. There's so many terms you have to remember and everything like that. But if you can get past all that, and if you've got a decent Wikipedia page handy, it really is a neat little experience.
Yeah,
and I had a blast with it.
I'm really excited. It looks beautiful too, still for a PS2 game.
And the fact that you have played Xenogears first is better because
Good.
now you will see the reference that I mentioned to your brother.
Excellent.
And you'll be like, oh well, wow, yeah, blatant right there. So very cool, Xenosaga Trilogy.
Bam.
All right. What are we on? Number 3's.
My number 3. Arkham.
Oh man, which Arkham? Which Arkham, Mark? He's pausing.
That was an accident. That was Arkham City.
Yes.
I've played Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
Very cool game. Pretty challenging. It really gets the Batman character correct, which so many games haven't.
You feel the brutality of the fighting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's got investigating.
Oh yeah,
he's a detective. I mean, it's DC Comics, so it's got the investigating aspect. It's got in hand-to-hand combat. Nobody's going to stand up to Batman.
Right.
And then the aspect of once someone gets a gun, Batman's kind of in trouble.
So he has to sneak around.
Exactly. So you got to be stealthy and set the situation up just right for you.
And one of my favorite parts about that game is specifically like the feeling like Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
Like,
going around with your gadgets.
Or when you get that last enemy, he's terrified and he's shaking, and you just walk right behind him and he turns around, he'll drop his gun. And, it's like you just feel like a Batman.
So I've played the first one, but I haven't gotten around to playing any of the ones after that. I did purchase Arkham City during the winter sale last year, so
it's a good one.
I'm ready to pick it up.
I rank them as the first one and the second one, and actually I like Origins the best so far. And then
really?
Obviously Arkham Knight's coming out soon, so that's one of my
favorite
series.
That one looks insane.
Yeah.
I will say my experience with, I mean, they all look cool, but the most experience that I have with any of them is literally watching Mark play the first one.
No.
That's
how bad I was at it?
There's really no nice way to put it. Yeah.
Free flow combat.
I got pretty turned around in that game.
Yeah, like as far as fighting and all that stuff, he was fine, but there were a lot of tough puzzles in there. And I remember like watching you the same area for like 20 minutes straight, and I'm like, is this it?
This is it.
So, but I mean, like once he actually got going and doing stuff, it was awesome.
It's nice to see all those cameos too of all the villains.
Definitely.
Yeah, it had something to do with the painting, didn't it? I think so.
That was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Either way. So yeah, Mark's number 3, Arkham City. All right.
Awesome.
My number 3 is not a single game. I know. It is a series. The Dragon Quest series, that is. I mean, this is your bread and butter, regular, standard Japanese role-playing game. Doesn't get much more cut and dry than this. I mean, I've played 8, and I've played a little bit of 1, and I own all of them but 4 and 7.
Mark, what are you doing?
He is drinking
Did you
water.
see how he was drinking that? You look like a really thirsty schizophrenic.
Mark does everything he can to not make a sound into the mic when he's doing stuff.
But he was looking around. He was looking around
like
like somebody was going to blame him for drinking the water.
oh
Yep.
boy,
You are not allowed to drink water, Mark.
no more. But yeah, I mean, I've always been intrigued by the Dragon Quest series. The only thing is, like, I played 8, like I said, and it's such a grind heavy game, and from what I understand, they're all like that. And while I don't mind grinding that much, I don't know that I'd be able to go from one to the next one without a huge break in between. Like I would definitely need to play something else or do something else. You know, we talked about that gamer burnout
Cleanse
on the
the old
last
palate.
episode, and yeah, I mean, man. But I am still really, really excited to get into the series because anybody who is a Dragon Quest fan swears by it and says it's a fantastic series. So I really am excited to dive into that eventually. So we'll see. My number 3, Dragon Quest series.
Nice.
Brian.
My number 3 is Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch.
Nino couldn't get into it.
In fact, this one is. I would put this one higher. And
You should have.
I'll put it to you this way. I'm really debating on. I'm really debating. Debating.
Yeah, deblating.
I'm debating.
I'm really debating on playing this one next time we get a chance. I get a chance to just play like a game on my own time.
No. Do your number 2 next time you have time.
No, here's why I won't do.
Probably get through it quicker.
Here's what I'll do with my. I'm gonna tell you when I get to number 2. I'll tell you why. But Ni no Kuni, I think I'll be playing probably Suikoden 2 next RPG because we're coming up on the Suikoden 2 time. But after that, when I get a break, when I get the time to just pick a game, I feel like Ni no Kuni is probably going to be one of 2 or 3 that I will be like really debating on. So
I played all the way up until I was about to get the 3rd character that joins you, and I loved it. The visuals alone.
Yeah,
spectacular, gorgeous. The game itself is solid. It's not like groundbreaking or anything like that. It's cool what you can do. It's a little bit slow paced because there's a lot of filler in there.
Right.
But honestly, because the aesthetics are so wonderful, it really is just a great experience. And I recommend it to anybody who's an anime fan, especially a Studio Ghibli fan.
All right. Well, I mean, a lot of filler, like that's as is tradition with any JRPG.
Yeah, but this one, like, it's not just filler. Like each bit of filler takes forever to get through.
Yes.
Like,
interesting.
You've got your small side quests, but each one feels like an adventure.
Whole adventure. Okay.
It's just like, all right, what's the point of me doing this?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, why does
I'll
it
just
take
say
me
right
so
now,
long?
when I'm getting ready to play a JRPG, I'm like, get ready for hours of non-important filler. Like that's just kind of.
Do you feel that way with Final Fantasy VI?
So far, no. So far,
Yeah.
all the
you better not.
That's right.
Hold on. So far, all the side stories are very poignant to each character's motivations.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they don't. And I think Final Fantasy being such an old game now, I think if they had a chance to make it nowadays, oh yeah, there'd be a lot of pointless filler. But I think because it was such an older game, they had to kind of stick to the point, which I like. It's like, here is this guy's story. Here's why he is the way he is, and this is his motivation, which is very. I hate the existential crap. Sorry, excuse me, but it's in JRPGs where
That's
they get
true.
into all this.
No, you're right. The new ones are almost Nietzsche style,
exactly.
and this one's sort of more like Shakespeare.
Yeah, here's the story. Here's the point. Here's this character's
good way of putting
motivation.
it.
Here we go. Not, I feel this way on this day because of this moon in the sky, and this is why. And there's an alien. It's like what? It's
okay.
How I feel about.
I've never experienced that.
Nope.
In a Final
I don't
Fantasy
know
game.
what he's playing too much Octodad. That's what
apparently.
Oh man.
But yes, Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch is my number 3 backlog game.
Good choice. All right, Mark, what's your number 2, man?
Oh,
solid pick.
man.
Say it the way I say it.
Drorigins.
Boom. I cannot believe you haven't played this.
You can't?
Because you're a big fan of like statistic RPGs and like the D&D breath, and like I heard you didn't play this, I was like, what?
I was kind of $60. It wasn't a game that I was super excited about. So I mean, my fiance has played it. She owns it on the Xbox.
Congratulations!
Oh, that is We should mention that. Mark got engaged to be married recently.
That's right.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Hey,
I'm pretty excited.
I will say I did say I do. So, or yes, I said yes.
Okay. So my fiance Brian has it for.
I need an adult
for the Xbox, and I've noticed when she plays it, she gets really frustrated because she'll go talk to an NPC and hear cool dialogue that's setting up a mission, and then it'll say, log on to the Xbox Live store to buy.
I think you just answered your own question
pack.
as to why it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Just by the
because it's on Xbox.
So no, come on,
Mark.
It does the same thing on. So I picked it up for like $6 with all of the expansions
The Unlimited
on
version.
Steam
Exactly.
this week.
That's how you do it, sir.
It's the Dragon Age Origins Unlimited.
That's right.
Yeah.
So super excited to start now that I've got it all set up the way I need it.
It's a really cool game. I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah,
I haven't beaten it yet, but I plan to go back and I'll probably start over. But it's a blast.
It was seriously a love note to D&D fans. Like
That's what I like to hear.
yeah, I mean it.
Are there bards in it?
Yes, but it's a female.
Well, can you tell the difference?
No.
I mean, with a bard.
Oh, what?
Let's be honest.
She's totally barred.
Oh man.
Oh boy. All right, good choice. Mark's number 2, Dragon Age Origins, or
Origins.
there it is.
That's right.
All right, my number 2. Eh?
Oh,
No,
boy.
no, just go to your number 1.
My number 2 is Suikoden 4. Yes, I realize Mark is not a huge fan of this game.
Boo! Hiss.
I am so in love with the first 3 games in this series, though, that I can't wait to continue the story. You know, I can't wait to find out more about the world. I can't wait to see some of the characters from previous games.
And you haven't played 5, have you?
No.
Nice.
So I'm super excited. I really like, you know, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of times where I'm like, oh my gosh, this again.
This one takes place like 300 years in the past, so not a lot of the characters return in this one.
Correct, but like Tim is in there.
Yeah, that's true.
And some of the, I don't want to spoil anything, but some of the characters that you would guess would be in there are in there.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I'm just excited to play it. I know it's definitely got mixed reviews among the fan community, and even people who love the series also always talk about this being the black sheep, but
Yep.
that doesn't mean I want to play it any less. You know,
Sure.
As a fan of the series from what I've played and loving the first 3 as much as I do, I can't help but not want to play this.
Yeah.
You know,
You need to play it because as a fan of the series, you need to suffer with the rest of us.
if anything, you know, even if I don't end up liking it, it'll help me appreciate the other ones even more.
Yep, exactly.
So,
True.
I can't wait. Suikoden 4 is my number 2 game in my backlog.
Very cool.
I might play that when you guys are playing too.
Okay.
So we'll see. All right, Brian.
My number 2 is
Let's just skip that.
Halo 4.
If I had a
Yeah,
chip,
good-
If I
I
had
own
a
it.
chip
Good
right
pick.
now,
But
Good
I
pick.
own it. Here's the funny thing. I
Mark,
own
eat a
it.
cardboard box. Quick, go ahead.
Though it's my number 2, I'm actually probably not going to be playing this for a while. I'm going to be taking it to GameStop and selling it.
What?
Hold
Why
on.
would
It's a
you do
good
that?
call. It's a good call.
I have all the Halo games, every single one.
can borrow mine.
Including, hold on, Mark. You're going to love this.
Oh, I got it. I know what you're going to
Including
say.
Halo Wars. I will be keeping Halo Wars, Halo Reach, and Halo ODST.
Yep.
But I will be selling Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because I will be getting the Xbox One with the Master Chief Collection.
Woo!
So I will be playing those through on that.
He'll change his
instead.
mind in a month, though, so don't get excited.
You're probably right, but I mean, that's my plan. I want to play through them on that Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
It does.
So, though that's my number 2, Halo 4. I mean, I've played every single Halo game except for 4. I am so excited to continue the story, but I want to play through 1 through 1 all the way up to 4 again, just to refresh my palate, and so it'll be a while before I play that. But it's definitely one that's like been intriguing me ever since.
I can't blame you. I'm excited for the Master Chief Collection, too, and I'm not
it's-
even a fan of the series.
Yeah, it's gonna
so.
be good. It's gonna be real good. But Halo 4, you guys know Halo's one of my favorite series. I'm a sci-fi nerd, and I love me some Halo.
Good stuff.
Yep.
So, shall we move on to our number 1s?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mark, what's your number 1, sir? Tell us about it.
My number 1 is Alan Wake.
Can I stop you right there? And I'm just going to assume that your fiance will be playing this for you.
Possibly. How, is it pretty scary?
It's not pretty scary. It's one of those games. It's not only scary, but it's the tension.
Right.
It's exhausting.
Because it's all about like
You have no
illuminating-
weapons.
Your
Yeah.
weapon is light, essentially.
Right. But you have batteries to worry about, and some of the enemies take a lot of light to.
Yeah.
But it's the tension in that game. It's one of those games where you play like from checkpoint to checkpoint because you're like.
Is that how it was when you watched your brother play it?
I played it and beat it, and I played it in when I had my apartment. I played it at night by myself, and I was like, I thought this game was more tense than.
Are you ready to
Amnesia.
get an email from his brother saying that's not how it happened?
Yeah, probably, right?
He might have been there actually. when I played
Oh, so we're changing it already.
it. but it was
Oh,
still a
man.
dark room in my apartment. I actually thought this game was more tense and scary than Amnesia.
What? No. You're
did.
done.
No, I'm not kidding you.
I don't know about that.
Amnesia started off scarier, but then it got once you meet the monster, you're pretty much okay. I get it. Alan Wake continually.
I beg to differ.
ramps
I
up.
was still scared out of my mind.
I was still scared.
After a while, I just got to the point where I was numb to it. Alan Wake kind of kept ramping up the tension.
Nope, Amnesia. Mark and I were huddled together on the couch,
We were
holding
crying.
each other. I'm surprised he didn't propose to me. I mean, it was
He
crazy.
picked me instead.
I mean, you
we're
go
done.
through something like that with someone, and it just things are never the same after that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It changes a man.
So this is a huge game. It's way high on my list because it's from the guys who made the original 2 Max Payne games. Incredible games. And it's also taking a lot of influence from that classic TV series.
Yes.
Go ahead and say it.
What classic TV series?
Because Twin Peaks.
Oh, Twin Peaks,
Oh.
yes.
I had to give my brain a second to get it.
Oh, so you're like,
registered.
you say it, you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't, but
I was
you do,
passing
right?
the buck while my brain worked on it.
Uh-huh.
Twin Peaks. It takes a lot of influence from Twin Peaks with, like, when you first get into town, you go to that diner with all the weird characters.
It has a very Stephen King-esque,
Yes.
King-esque
Yes.
feel to it as
Definitely. Well, the horror writer going to a town to
The
get a break.
The story in particular is phenomenal. Like, when you start to pick up what's going on and you see how they tie it all together, you're like, wow. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's why the game is such a highly regarded game. I mean, the writing in the game is phenomenal.
Definitely.
Cool. All right. My number 1 is a game that I mentioned earlier, and I just started playing it 2 days ago, and I am falling in love with it already. Tales of Vesperia. Man, I love the characters so far. I love the look. Obviously, it's a Tales game, so it's right up my alley. But I really, no matter how many times I see these tropes, these stereotypical JRPG characters, with the Tales series, the way they do it, it has such charm that I never get tired of it.
Is Vesperia the name of the world?
To be honest, I honestly have no idea on any of the games
Where they get
what
the
the
name?
title has to do with the game itself. Because not like in Tales of Symphonia. Nope. There's no symphony or Ionia or anything at all. Tales of
I am
Xillia,
the
couldn't
Ionia.
tell you why it's called that. Nope.
Oh.
Tales of Vesperia, no clue.
Huh. Interesting.
I just know the title of the game. That's it.
Nice.
But I mean, I talked about this a little bit on the games on a budget, and I mean, $20 is a steal for this thing. If you have not played it and you're curious about the Tales series, or if you even like anime and RPGs, get it. Play it. If you have an Xbox 360, you're missing out if you have not given it a chance. Tales of Vesperia, my number 1.
Good pick.
Brian.
My number 1 is Xenoblade Chronicles.
Chronicles?
I got about an hour into this game, and I already loved believe it or not, I love the combat. JJ is not much of a fan, but I like the MMO feel to it.
I think it's cool. I think it's just slow. It's a little slow for me.
But I saw that opening story, and it is so intriguing. The whole Titan aspect. It's been on the top of my list for a while. My brother, Isaac, and everybody that I've known that's played it and beat it said it's one of the most phenomenal games ever made in the existence of the world. So I got to try it.
I mean, even with my gripes, I still would consider it. I've said this before, the best game on the Wii.
Yeah,
hands down.
So I'm really glad that I got it for $35 because now it's like $80.
Yeah, no joke.
So I'm pumped. I'm ready to play it. I'm hoping that I get to play that soon.
Cool. Good to know. All right, so that's our top 5 games in our backlog. We're gonna be playing these suckers over the next coming months, hopefully.
Yeah.
My list was the best.
I'm sure Mark will get through half of one. Brian will get through one.
I might get through one. No, and Halo 4 is pushed off to the way distant future. So, yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got anything else?
No, I just want to tell Mark that you're those games you need to play them.
Thank you.
JJ, those games I don't know. I've never played any of them.
Well, I want to just real quick invite everybody again to our website at fngaming.net. Come check out our forums. We invite you to come and join the discussion and just talk about games. Give us suggestions on top 5 lists, bi-weekly questions. Tell us, again, what you like, what you don't like. Send Brian hate mail. Do it all.
Or send me mail.
Brian has a Rebut McIntyre thread on there where you can say something that you think he'll disagree with, and then he will try to rebut you.
Yeah.
Hey, if you send hate mail, real hate mail, don't apologize for it afterwards like some people have.
Or
you
put
send
like
us
a haha JK.
Yeah, if you send us real Brian hate mail, I'll give you a custom title on the forum.
Or
boom.
Or if you send us mail for me, like Brian's kind of just like there and he talks. That's awesome too.
All right, with that, I think we're done for today. I got nothing else. Mark?
Got nothing.
Brian?
Well, I got a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and stop it there.
All right, then. With that, this is the Frozen North signing off. We appreciate you tuning in for episode 34. My name is JJ.
My name is Geralt of Rivia.
That is false. That's The Witcher. Okay. And my name is Brian.
Thank you very much for listening again, and as always, keep on gaming.
Our theme song was made available through the Creative Commons Attribution license by Ziphoid. The song title is Radical Fanfare.